between Manchester City and Arsenal scheduled for tonight. Well, it is a battle between the boss and the apprentice, but hey, looking at the form of Arsenal, they look better, getting results compared to that of Manchester City. But hey, you will never want to underrate the man, Haaland.
Keep it 93.9.
Well, we don't have to dwell too much on the tennis updates, but remember, we told you tomorrow is the final between Elena Rybakina and Arina Sabalenka in the WTA category of the Australian Open. While we await who faces Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final of the ATP after he defeated Khachanov this morning. Novak Djokovic, Tommy Paul will be battling each other by 9:30. That should be the next 26 minutes. Now let's move to NBA this morning, where we look at results, reactions, and stories concerning the world of NBA. The Brooklyn Nets are having their next man up mentality pushed to the limit after Ben Simmons and TJ Warren both left Thursday's 130-122 loss against the Detroit Pistons with knee injuries. The Brooklyn Nets are already without MVP candidate Kevin Durant as he recovers from the MCL sprain in his right knee, while bench spark plug Seth Curry also missed Thursday's game with soreness in the right knee. But now the New York Knicks wrote terrific performances from the dynamic duo of Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to a 120-117 overtime victory over the road against the Boston Celtics in the wee hours of today. Randle, who is on the track to make his second All-Star team, scored a game-high 37 points on 13 of 25 shooting, was grabbing 9 rebounds. His partner in crime, Brunson, led both teams with 7 assists to go with 29 points on 12 of 25 shootings. Now let's look at other results of games played in the wee hours of today. New York Knicks in action, defeated Boston Celtics 120-117 points as Brooklyn Nets lost at home by 122-130 points against Detroit Pistons. Chicago Bulls lost on the road against Charlotte Hornets 96-111 points as Houston Rockets lost at home against Cleveland Cavaliers 95-113 points. The lowest scoring game of the day or of the morning saw Dallas Mavericks defeat Phoenix Suns 99-95 points as the LA Clippers clipped the wings of San Antonio Spurs, beating the Spurs 130-100 points. 38-point gap. What a game. Now moving away from that, let's talk football as we look at what we're going down in the NPFL match day 4 in Nigeria. We look at the African Nations Championship. Remember, we also have games going down in the French League on the Bundesliga, Italian Serie A this weekend, starting tonight with games from other side. Do not go anywhere. It is Kiko Sports Show live on Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. You can watch us live from anywhere across the globe. Jump on our Facebook fan page, same as our YouTube channel, Solutions 939 FM, and click like, subscribe. Following a positive run in the Nigeria Professional Football League, two sides, Bendel Insurance, Remo Stars will lock hands with each other at the match day 4 of the NPFL come this weekend. Now, who's going to drop the unbeaten? Is it Remo Stars? Who's going on the road? Or Bendel Insurance? Remember, Bendel Insurance has gone everywhere in the league to pick points. But Remo Stars is yet to concede. That's the reason Remo Stars is stopping the log. While Bendel Insurance scored 5 goals, conceded 1, has 9 points. These are the 2 teams in Group A, still having 9 points, yet to drop a point. So far in the NPFL, Aqua United is third with 4 points. Plateau United with 4 points. Enyimba with 4 points. El Kanemi Warriors with 4 points. And in Group B, Rivers United with 7 points. Abia Warriors with 6 points. Niger Tornadoes third with 6 points. Lobby Stars with 6 points. Now let's look at all the fixtures of games. Enyimba International hosts Kwara United, while Aqua United hosts Plateau United. Looking at more games scheduled for this weekend, Dakada FC hosts Rivers United. As Gombe United will be up against Nasarawa United. Lobby Stars battles Bayelsa United at home. As Enugu Rangers will be the guest of Niger Tornadoes. Shooting Stars Sports Club of Ibadan will be back to the Lagos Salami Stadium at Damasinga Ibadan, where they tackle El Kanemi Warriors this weekend. Sunshine Stars of Akure, with their poor run of form, will be up against Abia Warriors, while Wiki Tourist of Bochi will take on Doma United. Let's just quickly look at teams yet to pick 3 points. In Group A, Nasarawa United is yet to pick either a point or 3. And, well, same as Wiki Tourist of Bochi. But let's wait to see what happens, the miracle that will happen this weekend, how these teams can get their points and start the NPFL with a positive run. Let's talk women football this morning, where Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has called up 23 players for next month's Revelation Cup tournament to be staged in Leon, Mexico City. Among them are captain Onome B, Spain-based forward Assistant Oshoala, and long-time #1 goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie. A quick look at the full squad. Goalkeepers, we've got Chiamaka Nadozie of Paris FC, France, Yoande Balogun of AS Saint-Etienne in French, in the France, I beg your pardon. Defenders, we've got Onome AB of Ivante Osinachi Ohane of Deportivo Alaves, Ashley Pompey of Leicester City, Gloria Ogbona of ALG Sport in Turkey, Rofia Imoran of Stade Reims in France, Michel Alozia of Houston Dash, Oluwatosin Demehi of Stade Reims, Akudo Ogbona of Rivers Angels. For the midfielders, we've got Halimato Ayinde of FC Rosengard in Sweden, Christy Uchebe of SL Benfica in Portugal, Ngozi Okobi of Eskilstuna United in Sweden, Rashida Ajibade of Atletico Madrid in Spain, Tony Payne of Sevilla FC, Jennifer Echegene of Florida State University, USA, Regina Odu of AS Saint-Etienne in France. For the forwards, we've got Assistant Oshoala of Barcelona Feminine in Spain, Esther Okoronko of AS Saint-Etienne, France, Ifeoma Onomanu of New York NJ Gotham FC of USA, Chiwendu Uihezuo of Rayadas Monterrey, Mexico, Francisco Dega of CSK Moscow, Russia, and Uche Nakano of Tigres Feminine of Mexico. Let's see how these girls will be able to have a proper preparations. Let's talk about the English FA Cup this morning.
Well, we were in touch before. I have Lorenzo Bonaventura, like he's maybe the closest friend, because we started together first month in Barcelona, and he knows really well Mikel, and I knew him a little bit, but not much like Loren. And after we make a conversations, and he said, I would like to work together, and I can help you because I know the Premier League perfectly. I know all the managers. I remember that. The first game we played, I think, was against Sunderland, and we played against David Moyes. It was in that moment, now was Ham. I said, I know him very well. I was in Everton. He do this, he do that, the strategies, set pieces. And after, the...
Well, I always hoped that was going to be the case one day, and it's happening this season. Obviously, that's not going to change any friendship, the moments that we have, how important he is in my life, how important he is in my profession. But yeah, we are both willing to win and defend our clubs the best possible way, and that's always been the case since day one.
All right, welcome back. Well, you just listened to the two Spaniards facing each other. They've both worked together in Manchester City. But results are coming very thick and fast for Arteta, who's got his team on top of the English Premier League. But remember, tonight is not going to be about friendship, not going to be about nationality. It is about who's moving and who gets the results in the English FA Cup. The clash is going down at the Etihad Stadium, and Manchester City will take on Arsenal. That's a big game. A lot of people want to watch tonight, right? But hey, in the Spanish La Liga tonight, Almeria will take on Espanyol. And well, talking about the Spanish football, remember last night, Diego Simeone blamed the referee's decision to send off defender Stefan Savic for Atletico Madrid's 3-1 defeat to Real Madrid in their Copa del Rey quarter-final last night. Alvaro Morata put Atletico Madrid 1-0 up in the 19th minute of the derby at the Santiago Bernabeu before Rodrigo Goes equalized later in the second half to take the game to extra time. But looking at fixtures of games going down to 19, Spain, Almeria to take on Espanyol. In the Italian Serie A, Bologna will take on Spezia, while Lecce will be up against the Salernitana. Well, I know a lot of people want us to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr were knocked out of Saudi Cup on Thursday after a 3-1 semi-final loss to Al Ittihad in Riyadh. Now, it was a season of firing managers, a period of firing managers from Frank Lampard, and the coach of Ajax Amsterdam got fired. That is Alfred Schroeder. Now, another manager also got fired. That happens to be Kolo Touré. Remember, Kolo Touré played for Arsenal and, went on to play for other clubs, but got remembered as an Arsenal legend, right? Kolo Touré got fired by Wigan Athletics just 2 months after his managerial appointment. Okay, before I have my license withdrawn, just like how Jonathan has been fined and banned from driving, I have to move to the other side this morning, and I have to transfer to the other side. Thank you very much. Well, remember, we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning. Do not go anywhere. It is still AM Updates.
It's a beautiful morning, Naija. Don't forget to deposit your old Naira notes into your Momo wallet at the nearest Momo agent outlet before January 31st, 2023. First dial *671# to open the Momo wallet, then call our toll-free number 671 to locate the Momo agent near you.
gbogbo èèyàn ló máa ti máa ṣe bolóyè Adébáyọ̀ Adélabú Pẹ̀nkẹ̀lẹ̀ Mẹ́ẹ̀sì ọmọ níbi níran ni ó ti ṣetán láti gbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ débùté ògo ká fi ìbò wa gbé ojúlówó ọmọ Pẹ̀nkẹ̀lẹ̀ wọlé àkọọdù lẹ́gbẹ́ wa òkè téńté la wà lórí ìwé ìdìbò ká fi ìka wa sọ̀rọ̀ gbé olóye tó lọ́gbọ́n tó mọ àtòlú dépò kí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lè gòkè àgbà. Báyọ̀ Adélabú la fẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́ olówó ni, ọ̀rẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù ni pẹ̀lú. Báyọ̀ Adélabú dé, ìrànlọ́wọ́ dé fún tilé toko.
gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti gbáradì nírẹ̀ pẹ́tẹ́pẹ́ gbogbo wa la máa jáde dìbò fún Pẹ̀nkẹ̀lẹ̀.
We all have that one friend that always hides everything from everyone else. Like my guy, Sheon, that got 1 gig free data when he downloaded my MTN NG app. Did he share the gist with us?
No!
But we found out, and even something he doesn't know, that we get up to 2 gig data if we recharge 500 naira or more on my MTN NG app with our debit card.
You don't mean it!
That's not all. We also get 10% extra on every airtime recharge made on my MTN NG app.
Wow!
Will we share the gist with him?
Yes!
That's correct. You get 1 gig free data when you download my MTN NG app. Up to 2 gig when you recharge 500 naira and above with your debit card on my MTN NG app, and 10% extra on every recharge made on the app. So what are you waiting for? Download my MTN NG app today to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
Guys, here he comes.
Guy, any gist today?
What are we doing today?
Àwọn aráàlú tó bá kọ̀ láti dìbò ní fún àwọn aṣáájú tí ò dá láàyè láti dípò àṣẹ. Ètò ìdìbò kù ọjọ́ 28 lónìí. Rí i dájú wípé o dìbò tiẹ̀ láti yan aṣáájú rere.
Ìkéde ìwá láti ìkànnì Solutions at 3.9 FM.
Great people of your South Senatorial District, what do you want?
Freedom, development, youth empowerment.
That is right. Here is another 4 years opportunity to get it right in your South Senatorial District. Cast your vote for Honorable Oluwasegun Theophilus Oladimeji Otto under the auspices of Labour Party as our representative at the National House of Assembly, Senate. Otto, a man of the people, credible and intelligent leader, social transformer, an advocate for youth empowerment always. On this note, market men and women, artisans, civil servants, students across all levels, social groups, religious houses, and many others. Vote for Honorable Oluwasegun Theophilus Oladimeji Otto to represent Oyo South Senatorial District on the Labour Party with the logo of a father, mother, and children. Let's do it together. No carryover. Vote for Otto. Labour Party!
Forward ever!
It's 28 days to the 2023 election. The greatest threat to the constitutional right to vote is vote selling. Say no to vote buying.
This message is powered by a Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 939 FM.
TGIF, 19 minutes gone past 9, right here on the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9. Welcome to From the Dailies, where we take you on a tour on different stories making the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers. My name is Victory Richard. Good morning to you, Double.
Good morning to the birthday boy.
Yes, indeed.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's hold it. Let's hold it. After the show, we know the next thing to do.
Right.
You can see the birthday boy with a new haircut and a new hair design with new. Okay, but I mean, it's not. It shows that you don't care about the increase in fuel price. You don't care about the current situation of the country.
I honestly do not know what you mean by that.
No,
because we're all affected.
Oh, yeah. Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, you can see the picture on on the carton flakes on Punch newspaper this morning, showing how Nigeria is receiving punches. Petrol crunch, the new naira scarcity, unemployment, minimum wage, forex crisis, inflation, others, high interest rates,
recession.
Okay. Recession.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, but I've got with me the Punch newspaper and that of the Nation this morning.
All right, with me is the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper. Let's get right into it. All right, beginning with the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Leave us out of your problem with Buhari. Atiku's team tells Tinubu how federal government falls 66 attempts to back FEC virtual meeting. Pantami is making that statement. Put an end to fuel. New Naira note crisis. Now, Jerry Garner tells federal government. And now to the banner headline. NAS leaders to meet Buhari. Reps threatened Emefiele with arrest warrant. More stories from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Ocean Tribunal judgment. Police warns against violence. Threaten to deal with troublemakers. 159 Nigerians renounce citizenships in 2022. FG is making that statement. Interesting. Japa syndrome. Fuel high passport demands. Federal government making that statement. Airstrike. 40 killed. Nasarawa government confirms. These are the stories on the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Going to the Nation newspaper this morning with different headlines, and it starts with that of the Central Bank of Nigeria. CBN plans all card transactions through Afrigo. Domestic card launched. And looking at another headline here, Nigeria's elites are selfish, says Buhari. President praises Masari. Pantami, 2.2 million jobs created in 2 years. Immigration processes 9.3 million passports in 7 years. This is coming from the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola. And we should also be listening to his voice this morning, talking about, jailbreak and the likes what the federal government has put in place. Nigerians to buy shares with short codes. How will that happen? Get the Nation newspaper. House threatens Emefiele with arrest over Naira notes scarcity. That was breaking news yesterday, flashing everywhere. Maybe is this not just like a toothless dog barking? This is not the first time the House of Rep will be summoning the CBN governor. Yeah, and let's look at other headlines. Why polls must count by Obasanjo, Wike. Anxiety in Oshu. APC PDP ahead of verdict. Petrol crisis. PDP colluding with saboteurs, says Tinubu, with 2 riders. Atiku trying to pit Tinubu against Buhari. Protesters block Benin Lagos Road. So you smart getting that headline, right? And we have the front page of the Nation newspaper having Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Shetima, and party chieftains, having a campaign in Plateau State yesterday. And other headlines: 324 Ondo civil servants risk being declared ghost workers. The first time I heard about ghost workers, Ghost Riders, the cartoon. Yeah. Later we heard of ghost coppers. Now we heard of ghost workers.
I think I've been hearing ghost workers, especially in the civil service. It's very common.
A lot of them got pushed out during the late Governor Jimobi regime here in Oyo State. But let's move straight to the next newspaper this morning.
All right, right now we're going to the Vanguard newspaper, and the first story here reads, "Don't vote politicians who will drag Nigeria back to dark ages," Buhari tells Nigerians. No leader can create new Nigeria overnight. Obasanjo is making that statement. Obi of Onitsha visit Kaduna, says Nigeria's unity is sacrosanct. Atiku restates commitment to devolution of powers, resources control. UNNVC raises alarm as over 500 medical consultants leave in 2 years. Lekki Deep Seaport to boost non-oil revenue. NEPC is making that statement. Alleged 5 billion naira fraud. ICPC rearrests ex-JAM registrar during day in court. Taraba government raises alarm over invasion of communities by cattle rustlers from Cameroon. Naira note swaps. Bajabiamila threatens Emefiele with arrest. These are the stories on the Vanguard this morning.
Okay, going straight to Punch newspaper, punching down headlines. Katsina youth protest hardship. Stone officials during Buhari's visit. Remember, President Muhammadu Buhari is in Katsina on a 2-day walking visit, and today will be the last day, and he will also commission project. But if we have people stoning officials, what has gone wrong? AGF pays $446 million at Jakuta judgment debt. We took that headline concerning the JAM registrar who has been rearranged. And Adeleke versus Oyetola, tribunal rules today. Police warn troublemakers. Pocket headline from Punch newspaper. The banner headline this morning: mega churches, schools bar old Naira notes payment offering. Okay. 3 riders to that headline. New notes shortage forces banks to shut ATMs. Customers demand extension. Reps threaten Emefiele with arrest. Insists CBN governor must obey summons. Law professor sues CBN. NLC writes Buhari over deadline extension. And we have the front page picture of the Punch newspaper this morning, which is about the fire outbreak in Lagos. Traders bemoan losses as fire guards Lagos market. At the shoe headlines this morning: petrol scarcity, protesters block Lagos Benin Expressway. My wife battled for survival as hospitals refused treatment, slain lawyer's husband.
This is becoming worrisome, and it keeps happening. Especially in a case of gunshot or murder, you take the victim to the hospital and they tell you to provide a police report. However, it's been said that you don't need a police report. So why is the hospitals acting in that way?
And if there was a mistake from the Nigerian police force, I guess a police officer should have gone with them that, this woman should be treated first before anything. But I believe Nigeria will be better. But the last headline here, power tariff shot forward. Now 2.5 trillion naira FG. Now we'll go straight to the burning issue this morning. And remember, yesterday, a lot of people spoke about former President Olusegun Obasanjo moving to Port Harcourt. And we saw the picture of OBJ, Nyesom Wike, Fayemi. And a lot of people have been coming with different insinuations, saying that maybe there might be an announcement of the presidential candidate, Nyesom Wike, will be backing seeing Olusegun Obasanjo, former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Port Harcourt. But it was a different thing because it was an international conference talking about deepening democracy. And former president spoke about making democracy something that everybody will be part of, one, and what should be done in order not to make Nigeria go backwards, most especially with few days to the forthcoming polls.
Citizen participation in rule-based political competition, how much internal democracy do the parties have? Are the parties used to identify and train new leaders? Are there philosophical differences that promote true choice for the people? Do all qualified citizens have the opportunity to vote in elections? How much political education are the parties providing for their supporters? Are women treated equally in the political process? Do we provide adequate space and time for the youth in our democratic and political process? Or do we just pay lip service to not too young to run?
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo speaking there. And, this also comes to play when I saw different headlines this morning, most especially the way what happened in Katsina with youths protesting hardship and stoning officials. We are saying we're in the democratic, period, and can we say our leaders have even given Nigerians opportunity to understand what democracy is all about, how people can also, benefit from the dividend of democracy. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo made mention of, paying lip service to not too young to run. Let's see how many youths that we have even running for the for political positions in Nigeria. Before we talk about the Jackpot syndrome now. And remember the current few crises in Nigeria. I felt, I showed you a cartoon.
Yeah, you did.
On the front page of, inside Punch newspaper. Is it that it was, it's a planned walk? Now, making Nigerians fight each other while we are moving closer to the electoral season. We're already in the season, though.
Well, yes. We're counting down already. It's really funny to me that in a very significant period of our nation, I'm talking about the election period, we're being faced with a lot of crises. You're either queuing for fuel or you're queuing for your banks at your different banks or new Naira notes, or you're queuing at INEC office to get your PVCs. A lot of stress and discomfort at every point and different quarters, which is really sad. And it doesn't show how our preparedness for the great nation that we want Nigeria to be.
Okay, now let's talk about Rauf Aregbesola, who's the Minister of Interior, and he spoke yesterday concerning, how his ministry has worked and looking at. Remember, a few months ago, we had different stories of jailbreaks in Nigeria, and he's saying now the federal government is more prepared. Maybe some people will be arrested during the political season, or maybe some people are planning to break jail to bring convicts to come disrupt the forthcoming election. But here is a former governor of Osun State, Ralph Aregbesola, speaking.
The criminals everywhere in the world, not only Nigeria, their effort is to beat the system. But it's like the egg and the hen. It's an eternal struggle. As the underworld is trying to beat the government is seeking to outrun the underworld. It's an eternal struggle. And no government will concede that struggle to the underworld. If any government does, definitely it will reflect value on the citizens. So, because the government must be on top of all challenges, whatever it takes, whatever is required, we will not allow the criminals to have the upper hand.
Convinced by that statement?
I'm not. I mean, it's a statement. You know what they say. Talk is cheap, but then again, let's hope that more attention will be given to that sector, because we've had several cases of jailbreaks in Nigeria, and this is a very critical point, of our nation. So we don't want to have a situation like that where we have, people coming to disrupt the electoral process. Good morning to you, Dr. Cornerstone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and well, thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, we thank God. I'm sorry I couldn't join you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I did not know what was just happening to my phone.
Oh.
Everyone was saying I was not reachable or unreachable, and yet my phone was on.
Everything has been happening to Son of Man in Nigeria, even across the globe. If you check the Punch newspaper this morning, so many punches hitting Nigerians, queue for new Naira notes, queue for fuel, inflation, and the likes. But that has not affected Victory Richard, because today is his birthday. But we'll put that aside and let's focus on the main team.
No. Please, don't put that aside. Victory Richard, how are you?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cornerstone.
Long life and prosperity.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I owe you. That's all I owe you. So, I think you now, let's talk about it.
Okay, so Dr. Cornerstone, let's look at some headlines this morning. I was discussing with Victory that, OBJ spoke in Port Harcourt yesterday about our leaders making us understand what democratic process is and how Nigeria can be more democratic. But we look at what happened in Katsina also yesterday. You look at the headline on Punch, it says that Katsina youth protest hardship, stone officials during Buhari's visit. I hope we are not getting to a period where there will be more crisis than we are thinking or than we are seeing here now.
Well, I want to start here. During the October 2020 NFAS protest, there was this information that was all over the place that if you want to change the government, you have to do it legally through the ballot box. Unfortunately, the impact of this government is biting harder as probably they are winding up. Someone in Lagos who happens to be the one who is the builder of Lagos is already crying sabotage, that the things happening in Nigeria today, sabotaging his effort at actually becoming the president that will be chosen February 11th. And so the question we are asking ourselves is, how has this now finally turned to sabotage, knowing full well that for 8 years, this has been our experience all over the place? And so another thing where I want to look at it is this. There is this information that they said that the Sultan of Sokoto released, but later it was debunked that it's not the one. But the information in that particular letter is something that is very, very important to discuss at this time. And that's to say that in that letter, it was said that the Sultan of Sokoto was making it known to the Hausas and the Fulanis that it is not the Igbo man has impoverished Nigeria to the point that the part of the north where he is from happens to be the one that is suffering it the most. And you understand that Katsina State is not far from where you have mentioned. And so he was like, well, the Igbo man has never ruled Nigeria. If you want to look at who has ruled Nigeria the most, it is Northern. So the Northern has actually engrossed Northern also more importantly. So you will not be surprised that such information is now concentrated in the North, and so that's why they have decided to take the vendetta on the people who are ruling them. The Northern is currently there, the people who are suffering it more. I can tell you here, sir, the fuel we are buying here now at 300, 350, 400 naira. If you go up, you probably have to have it at 1,200, and that's not even black market. So they are having the impact more. The people who have read us are more from their extraction, and they seem to have suffered more. And so I think the awakening is happening now that the man who is actually against you is your fellow brother. The one that has always come to tell you other nations are against you, other persons in the same society are against you, only for you to realize that you're not really suffering the impact the most. I think that's what is happening now, and they are beginning to be aware of it. It's also very surprising to see how the Labour Party, for example, will go to Kano State and you see the number of persons who showed up in Kano State. And based on our feelers, we know that the Labour Party is not a party that will go and be renting crowd or doing all sorts. And Jigawa also, you will see the number of people showing up at those rallies, meaning that the average Northerner is coming to the realization that the man who means well for the total Nigeria is the one who means well for the North. And I think that's where we have to look at it and see it from now.
Right. And it's very interesting because the president is from that state as well. Okay, let's move to another story. Yes, let's move to something else that is also bringing discomfort to Nigerians. Reps threaten to issue an arrest warrant on Emefiele and other bank chiefs. Now the House of Representatives, the Speaker Femi Bajabamila has threatened to issue a warrant to arrest the governor of the CBN and other bank stakeholders because they've issued a communique to have them come to the House and discuss the way forward, since the federal government, or the CBN rather, has refused to budge on extending the date for the new Naira notes. Now we're how many days away to the new month and the currency, that's the new
Naira note.
Redesigned Naira notes. We don't have so much available. I've not seen the 200. I've not seen the 200. I've not seen the 500. I only get to see the 1,000 Naira notes. And CBN is saying, no, we stand on our word.
No going back.
The 31st of January, that's the deadline. So if you don't deposit, you're losing your money. But the NAS are calling you to come
explain
why. And he's not showing forth. And he's also been summoned 2 months ago. Still, he didn't show forth. There's no explanation. Okay, I think the last time he said he traveled.
Yeah.
But Cornerstone, what do you think is the play here?
I want to tell you this. That let me start here. According to the statement of the CBN government, which is our today, who says that the president has not got good news for the people he was addressing in that press conference. I believe that over 100 days is enough for anyone who wants to return money to, who has bulk money to return to the CBN. I believe whoever has bulk money to return to the CBN or to the banks has got over 100 days is enough to be able to do so. That's over 100 working days.
Okay,
the other thing I want to say is this. The other one I want to say is this. Probably I should say it in broken English. Say, heaven know the show. 31st of January is sacrosanct. The CBN governor has got the president's support. He has got the support of the law because it is actually within some ambience of the act establishing the CBN. He does not, according to that law, is also part of the people who are in some form of independence, as well as he cannot just be someone that way if he's not acting ultra-vires. And now the laws have said that the CBN governor cannot be arrested like a common man because he wants him to come and shed light. Whatever you're asking him to do, he has said it severally, that it is within the ambience of the CBN to do so, and he's doing so. For the people who believe that there are no small Naira notes, no big Naira notes, the January 31st is about 4 or 5 days away. We will know what will happen. Okay. Then I'd like to let you know this, that there are information, there are evidences, not just information, that some of these banks are out to actually truncate or sabotage what the CBN is trying to do at this time. I, for one, believe that, number one, this election that is coming should not be monetized. It should not be for the highest bidder. And looking in that direction are the people who have summoned Emefiele. I believe those people in the House of Assembly in the different houses of assemblies and who are seeking elected positions, who want to use money as a result of their being elected, and looking forward to making sure that hope and the CBN directive actually negates that. We should vote our conscience this time, and if it's against the backdrop of vote buying that this policy is saying, I agree.
Okay,
everyone must be willing to vote his own conscience. Number two, let me continue on this to say that I have been to different ATMs and I have seen new notes, and the way I'm doing right now is for the advice of anyone who wants to do so. Don't take more than you can't spend in a day. Take 5,000, take 10,000, take 20,000, and spend it. When in 1983, based on my research, this kind of a thing happened, there were a lot of people who still have some skirmishes of small monies in their houses, some 5,000, some 2,000. Then it was 200 naira, 150, 100 naira. You are still going to have so. It's not that it's going to be a full-blown bombing or so. If it's a man or woman who has got so much and he cannot prove that he has got it, I would have to say and see his money become paper in his hand. You understand what I'm saying? Or for say 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira notes, by January 31st, any ATM you go to, any bank you go to, you are going to see the new notes.
Okay, Dr. Coniston, your confidence is something for me.
I mean, I feel it's been long with Dr. Coniston, though.
My level of confidence is simple. Except we have bank MDs who are interested to truncate this process and lose their jobs. The thing is very, very simple. The CBN has come to say they have printed over 500 million pieces of this new note. Not 500 million naira, 500 million pieces of this new note.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, Dr. Coniston. We must say thank you.
And number two, rather than some of these banks going to the CBN to take the new notes, they are still using their old notes.
Well, let's wait and see.
Nigeria is for all of us.
Let's wait and see what happens. Well, by the 31st or the 1st of February. Thank you very much for being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Try and get fuel. Today is Friday. You can still stay at different filling station, right? Okay, but I mean, Dr. Kenneth was saying something that people have enough time. They had enough time at that point when the announcement was made to deposit old naira.
But transactions were ongoing and you were still receiving the old naira notes. So
this is where I'm going to. When you deposited old naira notes and you went back to the ATM and you cashed out old naira notes.
Am I not supposed to collect the money that you give to me, money that is mine?
Most especially the way you are now.
I understand.
They give you old naira, you go to spend out.
Please give me.
Let's go to break, guys, and when we return, we get your calls and reactions. You don't go anywhere. It is still AM Update.
We all have that one friend that always hides everything from everyone else. Like my guy, Sheon, that got 1 gig free data when he downloaded my MTN NG app. Did he share the gist with us?
No!
But we found out, and even something he doesn't know, that we get up to 2 gig data if we recharge 500 naira or more on my MTN NG app with our debit card.
You don't mean it!
That's not all, though. We also get 10% extra on every airtime recharge made on my MTN NG app.
Wow!
Will we share the gist with him?
Yes! That's correct. You get 1 gig free data when you download my MTN NG app. Up to 2 gig when you recharge 500 naira and above with your debit card on my MTN NG app. And 10% extra on every recharge made on the app. So what are you waiting for? Download my MTN NG app today to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
Guys, here he comes.
Guy, any gist today?
What are we doing today?
àwọn aráàlú tó bá kọ̀ láti dìbò ní fún àwọn aṣáájú tí ò dá láàyè láti dípò àṣẹ. Ètò ìdìbò kù ọjọ́ 28 lónìí. Rí i dájú wípé o dìbò tiẹ̀ láti yan aṣáájú rere.
Ìkéde ìwá láti ìkànnì Solutions at 3.9 FM.
It's a beautiful morning, Naija. Don't forget to deposit your old Naira notes into your Momo wallet at the nearest Momo agent outlet before January 31st, 2023. First dial *671# to open the Momo wallet, then call our toll-free number 671 to locate the Momo agent near you.
All right, you're still live on the Remedy Dial Solutions 939, exactly 13 minutes to the top of the hour, and it's now time for us to take your responses regarding some of the topical issues we've addressed this morning. The number to call are 0909 888 9939 or 0912 222 2939. Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kemi calling from October.
Kemi, good morning. Let's go. 60 seconds.
Happy birthday to victory.
Thank you so much, Kemi. I appreciate that.
In Nigeria never happened to
Amen.
If you say me Nigeria not happen to us, let Nigeria be better first.
Okay.
Because even US is in debt right now. US is in debt.
What Baba suggested?
Well, I know we get the context of what you're saying, but go ahead, Kemi.
What the Baba suggested concerning how Nigeria can be more democratic. The real question is, are we practicing true democracy in Nigeria of today? Are we? We keep having the major problem, which is leadership, poor leadership structure. We lack experts ruling the affairs of this nation. Look at our economy. Who are the ones in charge? Do they even know? Do they even have the knowledge needed to handle our economy? Other ministries like that, this government at the center, they just appoint ministers anyhow. Those ministers that have been appointed to each ministry, do they even understand their assignment? Do they understand the task given to them? A simple example is Shola. Is it fit for the office? Is it capable of handling the issues arising in the ministries? Until we begin to vote in set of leaders that are ready to serve the masses, leaders that are credible enough to understand the plight of the masses, not these mediocres we have at the moment at the federal level. I will inform Nigerians to vote rightly in this forthcoming general election if we actually want to start experiencing good governance in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Kemi from Akobo.
0909-888-9939. Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies. 0912-222-2939 or 0909-888-9939. We're also taking messages on Facebook, so do well to send in your thoughts. Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies.
Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I appreciate
it.
This is what?
Wisila.
Oh, Wisila, what happened to your voice?
Okay. Yes, I have to walk long distance today to get to the office.
Oh, sorry.
I want to talk about this currency thing. Dr. Okonaso, you kindly spare yourself. If you believe that policy is for some people that want to get it, these people, if they want to get money, they know the way to get it. It is we that we have issues with them. Because if you believe somebody is using that policy just not to deprive some people from getting money, he might be mistaken, Because you remember the issue of the one of the thing during the 2019 election? Today said anything about it today? Till date, they've not said anything concrete about it. So these people, when they need the money, do you talk to the house?
I think there's an update that it was a mistake to Tinubu's house.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
They are only trying to play politics with it. You know what he did concerning this
ASU strike.
See what he put there. They are just trying to play politics as if they love us. No, what they want, like he does in the house. I believe most of them they've gotten what they know from this new currency. So it's not that they are trying to favor us. No, they are just playing.
So they are giving us format, like we say it here.
That's it.
Okay,
thank you very much. The headline here on the Vanguard reads that bullion van seen in Tinubu's residence went to a wrong address. A bullion van. So I'm saying that I'll be keeping my gates open so that in case a bullion van is coming, it could just easily come in.
I mean, that was an interview granted. I mean, someone from the APC who said that in an interview. Hello, good morning. So Bunovia can get to your house. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
This is Onodira from Ibadan.
Great to have
you. Thank you very much. Let's go.
How about Favor?
Favor is fine. She was on air yesterday.
Okay. As regards the statement of Aregbesola that they'll soon they'll start arresting those who have been involved in the prison breaks. That is coming too late. There have been a number of prison breaks in Nigeria now since this administration under President Muhammadu Buhari has built power. And not one person has been arrested or faced the law since it happened. Even the one that happened in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, no one that there were videos. These people were bold enough to make videos, and of course they released many terrorists. No one to date has been arrested. So this is like medicine after death. Mashallah seems to be not to be fit in that position, and of course there are so many others like him in this administration. This administration is just a colossal failure. May God help us in Nigeria.
Amen. May God help Nigeria. May God help us in Nigeria. Let's see if we can squeeze in 2 or more calls before we take messages on our Facebook fan page. Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy lovely Friday. So I'm Sheriff calling from Manara.
Sheriff, thank you for joining us. Thank God it's Friday. Let's go.
Thank you. See, about what really happened in Castina, those youths, for my own observation, they try to fulfill the promise, what APC promised us then. I hope you can recollect what Chief Tony Muhammad said in 2016. He said, if APC government fail to fulfill them within 2 years, they should stone them. So that is where the Mr. President came from, Castina. So do you believe that the problem we have in this country is leadership style? That's Castina. That is where the elite Yaradua came from. And we also produce Muhammadu Buhari. About the bullion van or not bullion van, see, from my own observation, when the bullion van was cited in Chibola met in Buhari in 2019, he told you that is the owner or is not. But what the person said now, that's a flimsy excuse. How possible for a bullion van to miss the road in this country, bullion van, that we know what's inside it? So that excuse is not genuine at all. But what the APC is trying to tell the world is that they are trying to defend Mr. President. They already know that Mr. President himself, he has failed woefully. Even he has failed woefully beyond understatement. That's the major problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your comments. Now let's go straight to the comments we have on our social media fan page this morning.
Yes, we'll be taking a few messages this morning, and I have this one here that reads, hello, good morning. The APC told us before their emergence that the only way to find solution to the problems of Nigeria was to vote out Goodluck Jonathan. Now the problems of Nigerians or Nigeria is getting deteriorating under their watch, where the inflation rate that was met at 9.01% is now over 21%. Prices of fuel, food, and other commodities are soaring up to unbearable cost. Their change and next level are inflicting more hardship on the average Nigerian.
Okay, Omadi Adekunle says many things are wrong with our country. Nigeria is blessed with enough crude oil and other abundant natural resources, yet Nigeria is suffering of fuel scarcity and economic hardship. Meanwhile, the APC promised us to rehabilitate our refineries and revive our economy, but it is unfortunate that none of these refineries is functioning. Virtually all sectors have been in shambles. So there is no doubt that the present federal government has failed and disappointed us completely.
AME Akonji, the federal government is not ready to pay subsidies that are the problem. Okay, that's the problem we're facing as a country. Had it been, I suppose that's what you're trying to say, we had a functional refinery, we won't be facing fuel scarcity all the time, or the federal government will be paying subsidy. But we are not lucky in this country to have competent and visionary leaders to utilize our resources judiciously. All we have are self-centered leaders. Despite all the promises made by the APC federal government to revive our refineries, we are still not having any. What a pity. Abiola Motosho is saying the extension won't make the policy effective. CBN should not extend the date. Why are our leaders selfish? The policy is a good one. It will open the eyes of citizens and know who the right candidate, to know who the right candidate is. For those using money as their manifestos, they are also saying anything about, they are not saying anything about the hardship bestowed on the citizens of the country. And the last comment here, Bosede Favor says, good morning. That one, victory. PDP have no structure to win the election in the Southwest, yet they have made remarkable impacts here in the nation at large and unlikely to the APC. That's pretty much the comments we can take this morning.
Well, that's the end of AM Updates for this week. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us from Monday till now. Remember, we'll make a return next week, Monday. Well, coming up next is Mokajue. It's a political Yoruba program where you also ask politicians questions. Remember, it is 28 days to the forthcoming general election. My name is Oladapo Kunubi.
And my name is Victory Richard. Good morning to you.
Happy birthday to you once again.
Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Dude.
I don't overgreet you.
Give me money.
Àìgbọ́n fàlà ń wòkè Ifá kan ò dẹ̀ sí ní para àtẹ̀wọ́ ẹni kì í tán ní jẹ òun àbáṣiṣẹ́ fún ní tọ́jọ́ àlùbáríkà àlùbáríkà òòṣà òkè lónìí lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ má kọjá ní olùgbàlà o kì í ṣorin àdúgbò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìyá rẹ̀ lè lówó lọ́wọ́ kí bàbá lẹ́ṣin lè pọ̀ má ṣe gbàgbé agbójúlógún tó fira rẹ̀ fọ́ṣìtà tó bá gbójúlé wọn mo wí ó tẹ́tán ni mo sọ fún ẹ ṣàpọ̀n àwẹ̀ ṣàpọ̀n síṣẹ́ ṣíṣe a ó fọwọ́ ṣàṣe ẹni ṣiṣẹ́ ló ń jèrè a ó fọwọ́ ṣàṣe tá a bá ṣiṣẹ́ o a ó fọwọ́ ṣàṣe ẹni ṣiṣẹ́ ló ń jèrè.
Àwọn aráàlú tó bá kọ̀ láti dìbò ní fún àwọn aṣáájú tí ò dá láàyè láti dípò àṣẹ. Ètò ìdìbò kù ọjọ́ 28 lónìí. Rí i dájú wípé o dìbò tiẹ̀ láti yan aṣáájú rere.
Ìkéde ìwá láti ìkànnì Solutions at 3.9 FM.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kẹ́ẹ̀fì ló gbé mi wọlé. Tètè wá wí, àfẹ́kọ̀ ohun tó fẹ́ ṣe wá sọ kó yé wa.